Hey everyone, it's Corinne with phit-n-phat.com. If you're watching the replay, you can head over there to get my free course on the 3 things you must know to lose weight. I share 3 really good beginner tips for anyone who is like, I've tried 1,000 diets, I've done it all, especially if you tend to lean towards restrictive things and crazy ass diets. It's a really good course because it doesn't teach you shit like that. So we are going to get started today. I was actually researching. So in my tribe, I have a membership, just so everybody knows, a weight loss membership. And I talk to them a lot about overeating and food urges and all the things. And so I was researching a course that I'm getting ready to teach them next month because guess what? It's the holidays. If there's ever going to be a time in the universe where we are going to be faced with wanting to eat junk, to say fuck it, to overeat, all the things, it's going to be during the holidays. And I've been working with them on, we are going to lose weight during the holidays. Guys, y'all don't have to excuse my crazy ass eyebrows. I had them dyed yesterday, so they look a little nutty, but I'm also hot as balls because I just got through running, so I came outside. But one of the things I want to work with them on is, like, during the holidays, we're going to lose weight because this is the exact time of year that you want to practice. This is the exact time of year where all the thoughts are going to come in, and it will give you like so much practice so that during the rest of the year, you are not sitting around falling accidental victim to free donuts on Friday or Pizza Wednesday or something random. So I've been working with them on that mindset. So this month we're going to handle the holidays, but guess what we're doing next month? The reason why most of us end up eating or having cravings or just want to say F it is because we're going to be around a lot of family that we haven't been around in a long time. And sometimes they may push a button or two. And so insert food cravings. So I was working on the relationships module for them, or their course. And I stumbled upon some information that I wanted to share with you guys because I actually taught it to my son this morning. And I was like, this is what we're going to talk about today on the live. So he watched a video yesterday and he comes into my office this morning and he says, and this is Logan for all of you who don't know who my son is. He says, Mama, I watched a disturbing video last night on tapeworms. I guess he was researching something for school. And he's like, I just can't get it out of my head. And Logan reminds me a lot of you guys. So he has autism, right? And when he starts thinking about something, it's like on the repeat. Like if it gets locked into his brain, a lot of times it's really hard for him to stop thinking about it. So we work a lot on how to do that. So I was teaching him this hack that I'm fixing to teach you. And I was like, I told him, I was like, baby, there's nothing wrong with you having that memory on repeat. I was like, this is the same. You're having an urge to think about it. And it's no different than what I teach mommy's clients, that when they have a food urge, when they have a craving or a temptation, it's like it's on repeat. He said, I just want to stop thinking about it. And I was like, yeah. And so does every one of my mommy's clients. Like when they are at home at 8 o'clock at night and they want to eat the ice cream and they didn't plan for the ice cream, their first thing to me is like, just tell me how to make that easier. Tell me how to quit thinking about that. So I told him, I said, you may never quit thinking about it, but there is one tool you can use that will teach your brain that what you're thinking is not important. So I want to go over a key concept here. Your brain, when it's in what's called the Q state, which means like nothing in particular is going on, it wants to think and it needs to think. So it's going to access something. Whatever like is fresh in your mind or whatever that you have allowed it to run away with in the past, that's what it's going to bring up. So like if you tend to ruminate over past arguments and relationships, or your inability to lose weight, or tapeworms like Logan, whatever it is, it's going to go there. And it loves to go to places that have a strong emotional pull. Like your brain doesn't want to just think about like, oh my gosh, remember the other day you were trying to solve this little problem? Like if you could solve it, it'd be great, but there's no real emotion attached to it. It never goes there. It's always going to go to the things that are going to create this like strong, powerful emotion. So for most of us, what we've done is we have taught it to go to like the exact emotions we don't want to feel. So what you do is you have to understand a key concept about the brain. So it goes into the cue state. It churns up, because I want you to think about it. Majority of the time you overeat is when you're bored, or when you have idle time, you're alone, driving, everybody's gone to bed, in between when you come home from work and you start up dinner. It's in all these cue states, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, food urge, let's do that. So most of you want to get rid of those thoughts. So they come in, this is how I teach my clients. We're gonna have a 24-hour plan, right? And today we're not planning to eat between 4 and 6 because we know we're not hungry. It's just like I just want to say fuck it and start eating. Well, during that time, those same mental things are going to happen, and your cue state is also going to happen. So for some of you, what you need to do, there's 2 specific hacks that can happen. You need to get a pattern interrupt. So rather than going to where you normally do, which like sends that cue, like it's going to like trigger all the responses. So like if you tend to, I was coaching a girl the other day in the tribe. If you drive home the same way every single day and you always hit the same damn McDonald's, time to take another route. Even if it is 5 to 10 minutes outside of your normal routine, well, then you just save some time in the drive-thru. But you have to go a different way so that your brain doesn't automatically start all of the talking about how we should go there, we should go there, we should go there. Don't get mad at your brain, and don't get mad at yourself. It's just on repeat. It doesn't know any better, and it won't know any better until you teach it better. So the first thing is the pattern interrupt. The second part is understanding that your brain can only think about one thing at a time. We think it thinks, like, I don't care if you are ADD. Even if you're ADD, I have done research on this because my son goes to school with like 500 kids that are ADHD. No shit. He goes to a special school for kids with ADHD, autism and stuff. So I know the research. You still only, the way the human brain works, can only process one thing at a time. It may feel fast. It may seem fast, but it's still only doing one thing at a time. So what most of us do, this is what Logan was doing. So he was telling me about this tapeworm thing that he's like got on the repeat. And I said, what are you thinking when you think about it? He says, well, I think I don't want to think that. I keep redirecting my brain, Mom. I keep telling my brain, let's not think about that. Let's not think about that. And I said, okay, but that's not working. It's not shifting your brain off the subject. What it's doing is it's keeping the brain on the subject, and it's fighting with that thought. So if you really want to move off of that, you got to give your brain a whole nother thought task. So one of the things he's totally looking forward to this year is he wants to go to Green Hills Mall in Nashville, and he wants to go look at Christmas trees and Christmas lights and their decorations. It's a beautiful mall. And he said, I got to go back in. All right, so I was smoking hot. Now I got to go inside. Sorry, this cold ass breeze is like killing me. So he loves it, and he's looking forward to doing it. And so I told him, I said, okay, now when you think of the tapeworm, what I want you to do is I want you to think about going to Green Hills Mall and having a good time. And I want you to think about Christmas. And I want you to think about the things that you enjoy. And he said, why? And I said, because when your brain has to go to work on thinking about something you enjoy, it has to go visualize, and it has to like explore all of that. What it can't be doing in the moment is thinking about this tapeworm. The same thing with you guys. For you guys, what I need you to do is when your food urges come, you can't fight and wrestle with them. That's called white knuckling. My tribe, you know very much when I talk about what white knuckling is. You want to make sure that you're thinking something very off topic. Now, a lot of people are like, oh my God, but I don't have any joy in my life. That's why I overeat. My life fucking sucks. Okay, well, you need to go to your past. You need to find something good. And let me just tell you, if you can't find one damn thing to think about that's positive and that's going to change your brain, that's the problem. That's where your work is. Your work isn't solving for an urge. You need to spend some time creating some shit in your life that you're going to like. Or you need to start dropping your toot about the shit in your life so that you already have this good life that you're just not even being either grateful for or that you're thinking about it in a certain way. My girls, next month, you're going to have a rude awakening when we take the relationships course. About 90% of the relationships course is you taking ownership of your shit in the relationship. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh my God, yeah, you're the one married to the asshole and you have a bitch of a mama. No. If that's what you want, I'm just going to tell you, you might as well skip next month's work because that ain't happening. So that's what, this is how you work with your brain when it comes to food urges and when it comes to just like your past. A lot of you, I wish you would use this with your past or with things that irritate you. Like even like using this, like a lot of you stress eat. And if you will take like a list of the things that stress you, and then you tend to ruminate on those, like, ooh, I just hate my job. My boss is such a son of a bitch. I don't know how many more years I got to work here. Like those things are the things that stress you out, and then you end up wanting to eat to relieve the pressure. What I suggest is rather than trying to not face food urges and leave all this bullshit stress, I mean, that's kind of crappy. What I like to teach in the tribe is let's deal with your mindset around your stress. How do you change that narrative over? Then you don't need the overeating, or solving for the overeating is so much easier because you've removed the cues and now all we have to do is change the habit. So that's my big tip. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's go to questions and see what's going down. Carol is P&P Tribe. She is down 36 pounds and she started the official 5K training. Ooh, good for you. Got over the mental drama that just because I'm over 300 pounds, I shouldn't run. Exactly, Carol. Did you see, Carol, did you notice Jill, Angie, and I posted a webinar inside the tribe? You should take a look at that. In fact, Carol, since you're in the tribe, you should go and, if you haven't already, you may be in part of Jill's group too, but if you want, you can go search inside of P&P Tribe, search for Jill, Angie. We have really good calls for beginner runners and stuff at all levels. Let's see. My testing comes when I'm home most of the day, and for some reason feel I must eat something every 30 minutes. It's probably because you're bored. Most of us are. It's like you're bored with your life. You're bored with being at home or something. Typically, when somebody wants to eat every 30 minutes, we've been talking about it in the tribe. There's a study where it shows that when boredom is the hardest emotion for the humans to experience. And when we experience boredom, very often what we do is we create self-sabotaging habits to solve for boredom, rather than figuring out how to solve for boredom in a way that isn't self-sabotaging. It's been a fascinating conversation with them. Kathy is a groupie. Howdy, gorgeous, from Texas. Hey, do you recommend any lotions or oils to help with stretch marks and saggy skin, or other suggestions? Like I have like loose skin. I mean, as you can tell, I've got plenty of loose skin here from all my weight loss and stuff. What I've done over the years, you got to make sure that like lift weights, that helps. When it comes to stretch marks, I don't know that there's a whole lot that you can do for stuff like that. You may want to see a plastic surgeon just to see if there's any kind of aesthetic stuff that you can do. Like it's probably expensive, but there may be some stuff out there. I just don't worry about my stretch marks. If you exfoliate a lot, the skin loves exfoliation and hydration. I don't think that there's anything in particular you have to use. I like the Philosophy products. I just think they smell really good and I think they're pretty clean. That's why I like them. But in terms of like specific ones that are designed to help, I've tried all kinds of stuff and I've never found anything that like, woo, everybody should hear about this one. I think the main thing is just being in the routine of making sure that you are hydrating from the outside with the lotion and then hydrating the inside with water. That helps a lot. Let's see. Got a lot of tribe members in here. Stacy says, I just found you and started listening to your podcast. I'm hooked. Thank you so much. You rock. You're very welcome. Guys, if you just found me and you don't know about the podcast, it's Losing 100 Pounds with Phit-n-Phat. You can go to phit.click/podcast and you can find it in iTunes. Make sure you subscribe. I tell everyone a couple of rules when it comes to listening to my podcast. Number one, subscribe. There's no woman in the world who needs to remember one more thing. If you subscribe, it will automatically download to your phone. That's always ultra important. Number two, treat the podcast and these lives like you are going to weight loss school. do not sit around and just passively listen. Not that it annoys me, but I will say, like, when people tell me, like, oh, I listen to every word, but I haven't done anything. I'm like, then what the fuck are you doing? You're entertaining yourself. That's great. But if you want to lose weight, then when you listen, I want you to not be just like, oh my God, preach girl, like that. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to be listening. And this goes for my tribe members when you listen to all the Zoom calls and stuff too. I want you to listen, and then I want you to always be asking the question, how am I going to apply this today? If something makes you want to preach and whatnot, you need to put your brain to work immediately on how am I going to put this into action. My tribe members, I tell them all the time, like, when you carve out some time each week to listen and you take actual handwritten notes, you plug that shit in on your calendar. That's how you move from being just a passive listener and a big ass fan to being someone who is taking action to lose their weight. And you do not need to do all of the things, especially my tribe members. You guys quit getting jammed up on having to do it all. Pick fucking something and start doing it. And get over your bullshit excuses. You can put the rest of it to the side and channel every ounce of your energy into, all right, I'm going to do this one thing. And I'm going to get this one thing nailed. And I'm not going to listen to my bullshit excuses on this one thing. The rest of it, I'm not going to judge myself for not starting with it. And I'm not going to judge myself because I'm not, doing the same thing as my neighbor over here in Marco Polo or in the Facebook group or whatever. That's how you get off your ass and start doing things. All right. Lynn said, oh my God, I just said to myself at work, I think I just need a little Corinne. I put in my earbuds, pick up my phone to listen to a podcast, and voila, an effing live win for me. That's hilarious. Let me see. Recommitted to my basics, feeling so good mentally and physically. My intentional thought for the month is the compound effect is good for more than my money. No shit. Oh my God, Courtney, that's such a good one. I love that. For y'all, those of you who do not know what the compound effect is, compound effect means small ass things done on repeat over and over and over again, and you add other small ass steps on top of it, leads to big results. That's the compound effect. For some reason, all of you are going to be my special unicorn who's going to start with all the damn things and get the big results, and then you crash and burn, crash and burn, crash and burn. And I keep telling you, will you fucking just look at everybody who's losing weight? What are they doing? They are spending more time doing the small things and arguing with the not good enough voice versus those of you who are like, I'm going to get the thrill of doing all the things and then fucking throat punch myself over and over again when I fail. It's like, here's what I want you to do. Start small so that the habits are easy to implement so that you can argue with the negative ass voice that's telling you it's not good enough. Put your emotion there to where you start convincing yourself you're worth it. It is enough. I'm going to learn to do this. Rather than starting off with like, ooh, I'm this perfect. I got it all down. I got my planner, got all this blah, 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 blah. And then you set yourself up for 30 times a day having to change everything on a dime and argue with habit change, behavior change, all of it, all at one time. Then guess what comes up? It's too much. I want a lot of you to hear this. You go from it's not good enough or it's too much. Get in the damn middle. It's just waiting there for you. Hey, Suzanne, 1.5 weeks post-op, and I'm happy to say I haven't gained any weight. Thanks for helping me through, Corinne. You're so welcome. So I just say to myself at work, I've already read that one. Christy. Oh my God, this is the real shit. I'm going to listen to this 500 times. I am a social worker and have studied this shit, but have never been able to apply this to myself until P&P. Thanks, ladies. She knows what she's talking about. Thank you. I have been doing the research. I think I took over 12 pages of notes yesterday just for the relationships course, y'all. Like, I'm stoked to record this and to put this together. I don't know what it is about. I love researching and I love putting together courses. I think of all the things I do, that might be my favorite, because when I am like immersing and studying things for you guys, it lights my teaching on fire. So I always feel like I have like new spins and new ideas and new things to teach you guys. Let's see. Aldo's is selling the Advent wine calendar today. You don't know how hard I had to talk myself down. You don't need, like, I love how there's an Advent wine calendar. Like, somehow we've made the birth of the baby Jesus about how we're going to have the wine. I mean, I get that, you know, body and blood of Christ stuff, but still, it's like, everybody's got to tie into the birth of the baby Jesus somehow. I love your Logan stories. He is just so cute. I mean, I think some of my best inspiration for teaching you guys always comes from me constantly coaching him. I never thought, you guys know that he inspired me to lose all my weight. I mean, when I first started, I wanted to be a better mother. I was like so down on myself about not being able to just have energy for him and all that kind of stuff. I was so afraid I was going to pass on my obesity gene. It was just like all the things. And then when I lost my weight, one of the things that really helped was when he was diagnosed with autism, we needed to really work on his nutrition and stuff. And I just thank God that I had done all that work on myself, because had I not, when it was time to clean up everything, I mean, we were already eating healthy, but we needed to take out like gluten and stuff. And guys, I want you to remember, this was back in 2005. Whole Foods had a shelf for gluten-free. It was like voodoo. And everything cost like $15. And it tasted like ass. It wasn't like gluten-free phenomena like it is now. Like, if you want to go gluten-free now, it's fucking easy. You can go to a pizza restaurant and get a gluten-free pizza. Back then, you had to give it all. I remember making homemade ketchup. No shit. And it was crazy. But the two things that saw me through that was, thank God I had already been on a foundation of it was easy for me to think this is not going, the nutrition part is not going to overwhelm me. I know if I could figure my food out, I can figure this out. So I made sure, and that was during the time where I had gotten really good at food prep. I mean, it was just thank God I had those tools already in place. And the other thing that it really has taught me was, a few years ago, I went back and got more education on the life coaching side, because I knew that the mental part was everything to losing weight, because that's a lot of what I did. And I swear, when you have a child who doesn't naturally get emotions and thoughts, and he is like a sponge for it, but it doesn't just naturally occur. It's a taught process. Just like a lot of us, we have to teach ourselves to eat healthy. We have to teach ourselves how to think around food. We have to teach ourselves our body image. He's the same way. And I just never thought that my weight loss would equip me so much to be able to work with him. But the last 3 years, he puts me to my test on thought work. So much of what I teach all of you guys is because I'm constantly working with him. And if you can coach your child and not get overly emotional about it, you can coach any damn woman when they're crying, when they need you, when they're at their rock bottom. It allows me to be that person who's all right, I'm going to let you cry, but somebody has to be the strong one. Someone has to be the one that's sitting here and looking at it and not being emotional for you. So it's been amazing. Timing is everything. I'm going to learn this, live it, and then share with my family. Do you have a time cutoff for eating at night? You get to set one if you want, Kelly. I don't. Most of the time I do. What I teach, Kelly, if you will go to phit-n-phat.com, I have a free course. It really teaches the mindset behind everything that I teach. You can start there. And what that will do is I'll end up sending you links to where my podcast is. So if you like what I teach and you want to further your learning, you'll be on my email list. I send out motivational emails and such. And the other thing is, I have a Facebook group that's free for all the people who just listen to the podcast. They all meet over there. I work with just my membership, but I have a couple of 3 moderators that they watch that group. They keep it nice, clean, and safe so that we don't have people advertising and doing bullshit in there and acting shenanigy. And if they do, trust me, we kick them out. It's still my group and it's free. That means I set all the rules. So you get to join over there, and then that will give you more of how we roll. But here's how I roll. I don't create hard and fast rules for anyone on anything. We learn how to listen to our bodies. We learn how to commit to ourselves. We learn how to motivate ourselves. You learn what your personal rules should be, and you set them from a place of where you're not being punitive to yourself. You start setting rules that set you up for success. And that is what I teach. I teach everybody how to think about weight loss in a way that's let's think about this on how we're going to move forward. Let's not think about this as I'm a terrible overweight person who needs to lose weight, so here's all my punitive rules. That's bullshit, and that's why we fail. We have to start moving towards being able to be like, hey, I'm doing this for me. I want to get over my negative bullshit thinking around my ability to lose weight and actually start losing it because I'm thinking differently for the first time ever. And it will bleed over into everything you do in your life. I wanted a donuts. Oh, hey, April. So bad this morning. Glad I listened to this live. Moving on with better thoughts of what I really need. True dat. Are there spots still available for January camp? Sheila, I have to check. I don't know. I know the 2-day is sold out. And the last I checked, we were down to, I think, 8 spots. But that was a few days ago. So I can check. Sheila, if you'll ask inside the tribe, PNP Tribe, the Facebook group, ask over there and we'll see. Once January is sold out, then I'm going to have Chris create the page so we can start April signups for anybody who wants to come to camp in the spring. I've been struggling with coming up with ideas to take for lunch that doesn't need refrigerated. Any ideas? Oh my God, a peanut butter sandwich. I love peanut butter sandwiches. Trying to think, like canned soup. You could do something, if you don't need it refrigerated, you could do like fruit, like apples and stuff with nuts and seeds and things like that. I don't know. That's a good, pepperoni is always good for a meat. You could do pepperoni and nuts, maybe some really good whole grain crackers, stuff like that with like an apple or something. Finally in the 180s, yes, I've removed the urges, down 19 pounds. She's a groupie. Becky, one of my big success stories, PNP Tribe, I'm at the lowest weight in my adult life. She's down 88 pounds since January 1 of this year, y'all. Let's see. There's another groupie, Rebel Runner. She's down 37 pounds September 1st. Damn, you're getting it. Learning not to eat more just because I worked out more. Stopping at my +2. Since September. Oh, this is November. Shit. I was thinking this is at the beginning of October. I should know better. My son is a Halloween baby. Oh my gosh, listen to Laura. She's one of my tribe members. Since May, she was at 235 pounds with the goal of Wonderland by the end of the year. She hit her goal last week. Welcome to Wonderland. For anybody who doesn't know what Wonderland is, it means when that 2 droppeth into the 1. It's like the best day ever. Let's put it that. I think I still remember when I hit Wonderland. It didn't even matter that when I hit my goal weight. It was the one thing that I remember was there was nothing like the elation of hitting Wonderland. It's even to this day, I'm just all my moments, I'm boom, that was the day. Let's see. Lavender and frankincense essential oils for stretch marks and scars. There you go. How do you know what weight to start with for arms, PNP groupie? You just start with 5s and then do 15 reps. Here's the rule of thumb when it starts with weights. I always say if you're just starting, just start light, do more reps, about 15. If 15 is easy to finish, then move up to 8s, same amount of reps. Once 15 reps gets hard, then you stop moving up in weight. Once 15 reps gets easy at that weight, move up. And then you'll notice you might not be able to get to 15. You may only be getting to 10 to 12. When you first start, though, I always like to err on the side of more reps than less reps because it's harder to get there that way. Let's see. Dealing with thyroid issues and advice to get a jump on some weight loss and get rid of fatigue and blah feeling. I would just Google thyroid. I mean, I think the majority, like our girls, we have a special Facebook group called Special Diets. Majority of my thyroid girls end up going into the Special Diets group. That means that they're going to try like diets where they don't eat sugar and flour. When you have thyroid issues, you need to like really up your nutrition game. Adding healthy fats typically helps thyroid, making sure you're getting your water and stuff. I'm trying to think. If Jody Horman is in here, maybe she can give you a link or maybe she can do something. But that's the main thing. You could also ask in the groupies. There's probably plenty of people in there. But I don't have thyroid issues. But I just know that a lot of my girls have cut out sugar and flour and they have felt much better and it helps their thyroid. They up their healthy fats, like adding in either, like I do my coffee. If you go to phit-n-phat, phit-n-phat.com/coffee, you'll see my recipe for that. That gets you a big mega dose of some healthy fats in the morning. But just cooking with olive oil, cooking with coconut oil, things like that. What I notice most people is that they still get caught up in the old diet mindset that we need to be low fat, and that's some bullshit. You want to make sure that when, I do everything full fat dressings, full fat cheeses, full fat dairy, full fat, I got me a bottle right here. Good old olive oil. Just making sure that you're cooking with it and using it. It's not going to hurt you. Most of us aren't having a problem because we've got all these fruits and vegetables and things that we're adding nuts and adding healthy fats to. We have a problem because we're going to McDonald's and eating that fat. That fat's bad. Eating like a hamburger and french fries fat, no bueno. Not going to help a thyroid. Let's see. What do you think about juice? Is it evil? No. I don't think any food is evil, even the glorious ding-dongs, donuts, and nachos. I don't demonize any food. I don't do anything like that. Well, here's what I would do. Drink juice. If you lose weight, it's okay for you. If you feel great, it's okay for you. If you notice you're including juice and you feel like you have spikes in hunger and stuff, it's not helping you. If you drink juice instead of water and you notice you can't lose weight, that's a good place to start. That's how I would look at it. I do not like demonizing any food, y'all. Family pictures are coming up and every cell in my brain wants crash diet, but I'm not, but the thoughts are so annoying. You need to think about something else. You need to think about not the family pictures and not the crash diets. You need to think about the holiday experience. Those pictures are coming whether you want them to or not. And you get the opportunity to either practice a crash diet again. Here's the thing. When it's called crash diet, I'd stay away from it because it usually means you're going to diet and then crash. I'm glad you're not going to do it. If you're just getting started, what is the best advice to get through the holidays? Listen to my podcast. Go to the podcast and look through. I don't know if any of my mentors are on here. And y'all make sure you share this video over into all the groups if you don't mind. I would go to last year. We had a podcast about the holidays. So if you'll look in the middle, somewhere probably in the 50s or so, just look for the December podcast that we did last year over at phit.click/podcast. That's phit.click/podcast. There were a couple of webinars I did about the holidays. There were we did a podcast episode on it. We talked all about getting through the holidays last year. I'm new. What is the tribe? It's my private membership site, Velma. If you go, here's the best way to get started with me for free to make sure that you actually like the shit I say. Go to go to pnp411.com. That's where you can get my free course. If you want to sign up for the wait list for the tribe, guys, if you're a groupie and stuff, we're going to have a big January opening. So I'd make sure you get on that wait list. It's pnptribe.com. Can you please go over the 4 basics once more? Just listen to the podcast. The basics are in the podcast. They're water, sleep, eat when you're hungry, stop when you're satisfied, make a 24-hour plan. All of the basics have podcasts on them. I would make sure you go over there and you listen to those. So, and if you go to the free course, it starts you off with what you need for the basics. It will teach you the 24-hour plan in the free course. It will also make sure that you understand the commitment and starting where you're at and stuff, which is the key foundations of implementing the 4 basics. But it's the water, it's the sleep, it's the start when you're hungry, stop when you're satisfied, and then make sure you're making a plan for the next 24 hours of what you are committed to eating. Not what you think you should eat, what you are actually committed. The hardest part of what I teach, the hardest part is getting you out of your mindset that it's not good enough and being realistic. When I flip the switch for people to start being realistic, they start losing weight. But the drama that you guys create over being realistic slays me. Because you put yourself through so much pain before you allow yourself to just start where you are. It's like, let's skip that painful part. Let's just do it anyway because I'm the expert and you're not. Like, it's amazing to me how y'all, the worst person to ever listen to when it comes to dieting, you know who it is? Your brain. Your brain is probably out to get you. Most of us, that's what it is. Just tell your brain, I'm going to listen to this expert. Oh my God, she's lost weight. Oh my God, she's taught thousands of women to lose weight at this point. Like, we're in the thousands now, which kills me because if you took the groupies and you took the tribe members who have lost weight, it's still like, it's crazy to me. Why would you listen to your brain first? Like, let it run off at the mouth. Let it blab. That's fine. Say, like, you get to talk all you want, but guess what? We're going to listen to the expert. She fucking knows what she's talking about. I wouldn't keep listening to her podcast if I didn't. There's something like, if you keep listening to the podcast and you keep coming back week after week and you're like, oh my God, thank God you're here. There's something in you deep down underneath your bullshit that's saying, that makes sense. I should probably do that. Just like, if you're in the habit of listening to me, then you like get off your ass and just start listening to me. Aw, Brenda, I can't wait for you to join too in January. That'd be awesome. Let's see. Is this bad? I always love it when it starts off, hey, is this bad? Let me just say something, Renata. Whenever you have to ask a question, guys, never say, is this bad? Here's what I would like for you to do. Just say, what are your thoughts on this? Because that is like already judging your question. Like, y'all, we gotta, hope you join the tribe if you're not already in it because we need to work on your mindset. I'm pushing to be my future self. I'm about to just walk away from some friends, and if my friends want to reach me, they know where to find me. Their goals are so different, and they don't even reach out. Plus, they live too far. I'm torn, but I feel like I need this for me. Oh my gosh, I was like researching this last night in the relationships course. I wish I had my information in front of me. No, it's called saying goodbye. As you become a new person, guys, it's natural to at times have to say goodbye to relationships. Here's the thing. We don't say goodbye to relationships because we're judging them. We say goodbye to relationships because we have decided that, I still love them, but our time has passed. And that's fine. And one of the things that, guys, you're getting a preview for the relationships course, but here's a powerful question you can ask. Just ask yourself, if I had to start it over again, would I be friends with this person, given the person I am today? Not like going back in history and stuff, but just say, if we met today, would we be friends? Would I have this person in my life? Would I create this relationship? If the answer is no, then it's just time to be like, it's okay to say goodbye. I can still love them. I can still feel also disappointed that, it's coming to an end and stuff like that. But I always encourage you guys to clean your brain up around, don't leave people because they're bad or they're this. Like, let's not judge them. Let's just do this from a place of compassion for all of us. So I hope that helps. Melissa, I love your courses. I'm in the middle of the holiday course now, feeling more confident about this year's holiday season, knowing I'm creating a plan for it. Good deal. I love the holidays course. Hey, Rebecca, give Rob a big old, like either a hug or a high five or a fist pump, whatever he needs in chemo. God, a lot of y'all lost weight. I cried when I saw your video of Logan at camp. I have 2 daughters with autism, and when you get these moments, it's amazing. Oh my gosh, it was pretty amazing. Amen, Krista. I have 2 kids on the autism spectrum who are both older than Logan. Gluten-free was a nightmare in the early 2000s. So much easier now. I know. I'm like, when anybody bitches these days about going gluten-free, I'm like, I don't have an ounce of compassion. I feel like that person that's, I remember when I walked 5 miles in the snow to school. I'm just like, I remember when I would go to Whole Foods and could not find the gluten-free. Do you know any male-based podcasts with a similar philosophy as you desperately want to find someone for my son? I don't, Suzanne. A lot of guys listen to my podcast. I think this Friday we have, I don't know if this would be good for your son though. We have a man episode coming out where we're talking to husbands. Pretty much everything that I teach is applicable for men. I mean, everything I teach. But I do talk about my period and stuff a lot. Let me look into it. I don't know of anyone. I mean, most dude podcasts are like, bro up, do some keto, or, like, let's all eat a big slab of meat and lift a weight. Like, nobody's really helping men address that mindset side of things. So, I don't know. I have to think about that. I need to find someone, though. Somebody needs to be me for the men. They could make a lot of money. Because I get all the time asked, like, can you do a man podcast? I'm like, no, I can't. I can't even get Chris to do one with me, much less do a whole podcast. Like, I don't even have the time to do it. I got too many ladies to take care of. How do you feel about the V-shred? I don't even know what the V-shred is. I'm so upset with myself because they made it sound so inviting. They took me for $114, and my doctor said I can't follow their diet. It was supposed to be a money-back guarantee, and they refused to give my... Here's a couple of opinions I have based on yours. One, anything called V-shred is probably like... I don't know what it's doing, but it's, I don't know. It's a cute name, I guess. But they didn't take your money. You signed up for it. Now, they have shitty customer service. I could say that much for them. Just don't get into the mindset of being a victim to the V-shred. You wanted their product. You paid for their product. Your doctor has now said, this is a no. Here's the lesson to learn. Before you buy anything else when it comes to dieting, make sure you've done your due diligence. Don't just listen for what sounds good. Google it. See if there are, see if other commenters have said something. Also, maybe you want to run it by your doctor ahead of time whenever you're going to buy things. $114 though is not that, I would just call this a cheap lesson in learning. Like, I need to do... If you're going to lose weight, you need to address your mindset. Just from this, I can already tell like you have some mindset to work on just because you feel like you're a victim of what happened. You're not a victim. Never be a victim. Always be like, it was a choice. I made a choice. I learned lessons, moving on. That will put you in a position to think about in the future when I, am desperate to lose weight again and stuff. I'm not going to be desperate. Because I learned lessons rather than like, oh my gosh, they took advantage of me and stuff. Because then the next time something shiny comes, you won't be thinking about being taken. You'll be like, I'm just desperate for it. Desperate people get victimized. Camp is only for my members, guys. I like tuna creations. People are talking about tuna creations. For person looking, here's some more non-refrigerated stuff. I love it when you guys are talking to each other. That's so cool. Is there a waiting list to join the tribe in January? Yes, phit-n-phat.com. What essential oils do you recommend for feeling happy? Like all the citrus ones are really good. I bet you there are some oil chicks in here that will help you out. I'm struggling with plateaus. I've lost 20.8 pounds since January. My biggest weight was 293 in 07. I'm down to 215. I have been as low as, I don't know what that says, but I'll juggle back and forth. Go to the gym 3 days a week for an hour. Normally do the treadmill. Any tips? It's your food. You're going to have to look at your food. It's always going to, if you're not losing weight, you're on a plateau, it's always going to be food. It's not exercise, guys. Quit looking at exercise as a place to fix things. Always look at what's going in your mouth. Make sure you're not eating by the clock. Every single person that I know that eats by the clock does not eat when they're hungry. They eat by the clock. You need to make sure you're allowing for some hunger. You need to make sure that you're stopping when you're satisfied. If you are cleaning your plate because you portioned it and stuff, that does not mean you're necessarily stopping when you're satisfied. For a lot of us, as we lose weight, there's this this moment where we all do this collective grieving process because it's like, oh my God, I now have to eat even a little less. I'm not hungry. It's not because we're going to have to like pull a trigger. It's because we have realized we've been eating at a level that was losing weight for us. And when we're no longer losing weight, we haven't re-engaged our satisfied point. And we're like, shit, now I got to eat a little bit less. I'm actually eating all the food. I'm not really adhering to, am I still hungry? Am I satisfied or not? Let me see what time it is. Oh, all right. Let me take a couple more. I tried to join the tribe waiting list and it takes me to a page that says I am not authorized. Right, you can only join the wait list if you're trying to log in or something that you won't be authorized. It's phit-n-phat.com. There comes a lot of information on thyroid. Let's see. And the girl that was asking for, let's see, thyroid, there's a lot of essential oil information. That's funny. Also, on that low-fat stuff, one of the things, too, for thyroid and one of the things for all of you is that most low-fat and fat-free things, you guys get all up in that, it's got sugar added. That's terrible for thyroid. It's terrible for weight loss. It's terrible for cravings. The more you eat low-fat, fat-free, you're probably going to notice you're going to have more cravings for food, more instances where you have faux hunger because your body is not getting all the things it needs. Is there a mentor for us bariatric surgery people 3 years out? We do. We have a whole group for weight loss surgery people. It's just my girls that have all been through weight loss surgery and have joined the tribe and need a place to talk. There's a few nuances there, but we do have a coach that's responsible for that group. Somebody said episode 33 is not labeled as a holiday podcast, but they talk about the holidays a lot. It is a great one. I've listened to it twice. Hey, Missy or any of my mentors that are in here, will you let Sadie know episode 33 needs to have a holiday note in the title? How to get through anything food related. Put on a PNP podcast in your ears. Yes, the tribe does cost. It's $289 to join, and after 30 days, it's $49 a month. So for all of you who've been wondering, are we raising the prices in 2019? No, we're not. Yay! I don't know if we're going to raise them later in 2019, but we're starting January off. Same prices that we've had. I think that's been our price since March of this year, if I'm not mistaken. I have no idea. I have a pseudo tumor. I don't even know what these words are. It looks like PCOS and other medical issues along with my thyroid is severely underactive. What do you recommend? I recommend seeing your doctor and finding out what you need to do, I would start there. I don't want to give you advice on a Facebook Live on that, other than it's probably super important that you are eating nutritionally and not like eating depressively. Zori, we actually have a whole podcast with a very tight fixed income. What foods can you suggest to be successful at meal prep? We did a whole podcast on this because I have a lot of people who are, I was brought up dirt poor, had a single mom, all this other stuff. So we did a whole podcast for the people that I knew would never be able to work with me on how to eat healthy on the cheap. If you go over to phit.click/podcast, you'll find it. It's in there. Let's see. A lot of people are like, start with those basics. What about family? Family that needs to be told goodbye. Same thing. Being related isn't giving them a golden pass. Just make sure you're doing it from love. Like, don't be doing it because, like, well, they just won't change. Or, you know, they should be different. That's why I'm out of here. That's bullshit. That's the stuff we're going to be working on next month. You got to clean your shit up first. People get to be who they are. When you allow people to be who they are, then you can have an actual, real, loving assessment of their behavior. But when you're judging them against the way you think they should be, that's very different. You're going to be on the hunt and on the look for terribleness in them. You need to get to a place where you can have understanding and compassion for where they are and who they are. Then you get to decide if you would still be in that relationship. It doesn't matter if they're your mother, your best friend, a coworker, whoever it is, guys. Do not allow yourself to think that any human being is any more special than any other human being. All human beings are special, regardless of whether they're blood related or not. But part of that specialness is with all human beings, is we have to show up and do our part on making sure that we're not judging them, we're not assessing them, we're not, you know, like it's very complicated in terms of like, there's a lot that I could teach about this, but this is what my tribe members are getting next month. I mean, this is why it's going to take a month to teach the course. But the biggest thing that I can tell you is if it wasn't my mother, would I have them in my life? If it wasn't my father, would I have them in my life? And why? And make sure that your reasons why are legit reasons and not just things of way like, well, they make me sad. No, they don't. You get sad because of the way you think about them. All right? Followed your advice from previous live video and have seen improvements. Got back on journaling and saw major positive outcomes. Do you have a podcast on meal ideas? Looking for more of a... Yeah, we do. If you just go on over to the podcast, look, there's like food rules. There's a food prep one. There's all kinds of things. I've weaved in a lot of food stuff throughout all the time. Why is it when you start eating correctly, the first few weeks you feel so badly, low energy headaches, then suddenly you start feeling great? Or is it just me? Paula, this is what I want you to see. That's a symptom of you detoxing from the bullshit you've been eating. When you remove lots of caffeine and lots of sugar and lots of salt and all this stuff that was never supposed to be in your body, like food color and all that stuff, that is your body like going, oh, now I've got to have like you used to eat like shit junk flu. And it's got to process that stuff. That's why you have low energy and stuff. You were never supposed to have those levels of energy. You were never supposed to have all of those other bodily feelings. So then now you're experiencing what your body feels like in a natural state while also detoxing bullshit. Then when you get to the natural state, you can naturally create more energy through how you're thinking, getting it from your micronutrients, from your food, from hydrating and stuff. It's a whole different type of energy. Julie, I haven't lost anything. I'm a tribe member and haven't done any of it. Is that normal? I wouldn't call it normal. It's where you're at. Here's the thing. You're not going to lose any weight unless you do something with it. Like, I can give you all the tools. I can, be live with you guys almost every day. I can be doing the Zoom calls. I can do all this stuff. I can teach you all of it. But unless you push play on the first videos and start saying, okay, if this is the basics, here's how I'm going to start putting them into action. Maybe I'm only going to put them into action 3 days this week until I get to where I can do them 7. That's all I can do. There's going to have to be that piece where you're just like, okay, I am going to start something. Reach out into the Facebook group. Have you joined the main tribe yet? Have you reached out for help? Have you gone to ask coaches and said, just give me a step 1? Like, those are the things when you're like wondering, like, I would spend less time wondering, am I normal or am I odd, and spend more time on who am I talking to take the next step. Let's switch our mindset from like, does it matter if it's normal? Does it matter if it's odd? It doesn't matter at all. What if I said, yeah, it's normal. Everybody who joins doesn't start. That's not like, that is the most useless question ever. You're not going to feel better. But like, oh my God, nobody loses weight in here. Nobody gets started. I must be normal. No, you'll feel like shit. Or if I said, no, hell no, girl, that's not normal. Let me tell you, everybody's in here like getting busy, getting it done. You're going to be like, oh my God, I feel like shit. That's the problem with your question. When you're more worried about like, am I like everyone else versus what the hell should my next step be? That's where your mind needs to go. Notice how your brain wanted to go looking at for comfort in your like, well, is this okay? Like say like, no, it's not okay. I signed up to lose weight. We already know that by my standard of what I wanted to lose weight. So what I'm doing now is not getting me that result. Here's where I want to be. If I wanted to be the kind of person who's actually using the materials, what would be my first step? I would do this. So go to Ask Coaches or post in the Facebook group, find an accountability partner. We are really good. Go to the Facebook group and post and tag Mary Jo, and let's find you an accountability partner. Someone who's already like doing it, who can like get you integrated into like a small Marco Polo group, or somebody who just, it's like, I don't even want to be in the Marco Polo. I just want to text, whatever it may be. We have so many resources to help you guys out. You need to use them. I cannot make you do them. I crave my daughter's love, Daddy. You know I love you. Y'all, I smell. Do you still do MCT oil daily when you're maintaining your weight? Hell yeah, I got it right over there. In fact, if I don't do my MCT oil in the morning, guys, I can't think to even open my email. I'm down 118 pounds because of you and have been using it the entire time. Do I continue with MCT? I appreciate. Yeah, Mary, the reason why I continue to use it is because it's good for me. Like, I like keeping my healthy fats up. I enjoy, like, it's one of the, MCT oil is really good for brain. I take it for the brain power. And I started MCT oil after maintenance. Like, I didn't start this years ago. I started this I guess I've been drinking this for 2 years now. I mean, I've been at goal weight for 13 years. So yeah, it's perfectly fine. Monica, the tribe is not free. There's a free Facebook group for the people who listen to the podcast, but the tribe is not free. To work with me, it's not free. The name of my podcast is Losing 100 Pounds with Phit-n-Phat, guys. What's a real weekly goal for weight loss? I'm just like everybody else on the internet, 0.5 to 2 pounds, depending on how much you have to lose. But I don't get too much in that. I teach my girls, like, you can set a goal all day long, but here's what I want you measuring. I want you to measure how you show up. What are your actions? How often have you food planned this week? How often have you stuck to your, eating when you're hungry, eating when you're satisfied? How many days this week did you drink your water? How many days in a row have you gotten 7 hours of sleep? You take care of the actions. That scale will take care of itself. Most of you get so caught up on setting a goal that you forget that you got to like really pay attention to the actions. Is the monthly visitor game legit? Yeah, mine's getting ready to start. It starts on, let's see, today's Wednesday. It starts on Friday. And I can already tell today some of the swellage is starting. In fact, I thought I might be starting today, but it didn't come. I think it was just, I don't know. I usually gain anywhere from like, usually at least 4 pounds. Sometimes I can go up to 7. You're on the wait list, Gretchen. If you got a thank you Thank you, waitlist. You are unauthorized to view this page. I just need to fix that page. It's a new page, and I just need to fix the thank you page. For someone who's been overweight their whole life, like me, what tips do you have to get past this don't know who I am if I'm smaller mindset? I seem to get to a place and then self-sabotage. I think it's because I don't know the smaller person. You just have to answer the question, who are you going to be when you're the smaller person? Rather than saying, I can't get past that mindset, you have to define it. Who are you? Who do you want to be at that smaller version? I was 250. I'd never been thin. I didn't know either. I just figured, my thought was, I'm going to figure out the smaller person. I visualized the smaller person of me thinks about these things, does these things. That's how I roll. Thank you guys for putting in all the websites. So it's phit-n-phat411.com. If you want the free course, it's fit.click/podcast. It's losing 100 pounds of phit-n-phat if you want to listen to the podcast. Can you give me the coach weight loss? I have a friend who needs it. I'm not sure what that means. Give me the coach weight loss? I'm not sure. What all do you get in the tribe for the money? Guys, if you want to know about the tribe, just get on the wait list, or I will be opening up we open up, I think, it's towards the end of December. I will do all of that then. I don't like to put all this on here now just because it's a lot, but basically you get courses, you get Zoom calls, you get a ton. But if you want to know all of that, once we start getting close to opening, you will get emails that will tell you everything that comes in the tribe. If we're on the wait list, will we get in for sure? Yes, you will get in for sure. Thank you so much. I do go to a doctor regularly. My biggest weight was 293. I'm down to 215, but I'm at a plateau. Can't seem to get under it. Any recommendations? Y'all, you got to watch what you're eating. You may need to eat a little less, or you may need to shake up what you're eating. Have you done a podcast on meal ideas? 6 months of the same breakfast and lunch foods has me tempted to cheat. Courtney, just go to my Pinterest page. Pick some stuff and start eating it. It's not hard. I'm going to tell you the reason why you're bored and the reason why you're like, I need your meal ideas. It's because you think if you change things, it's probably because you're like in this mindset of you're scared to change things. It's been working. Just change it. The worst that will happen is for 1 week. Let me tell you, changing your food to other healthy ideas and other meals is not going to be a long-term, I'm going to gain weight. You know what's going to be? Sitting around in terror that you're going to gain weight, and then you cheat. There's your invitation to gaining weight. But you can go to my Pinterest page, pinterest.com/phit-n-phat, PHITNPHAT. I got all kinds of recipes that I've pinned there. All of us PNP girls use them. You always say if God made it, you can eat it. That's the start. Sierra, she said, did God make things like turkey, sausages, and cottage cheese? Yeah, he did. Last I checked, cottage cheese came from the products of a cow. This is the mindset behind that rule, though. That's very funny. Is most people ask me like, oh, I've heard that bananas make you fat. I can't eat carrots. I'm like, that's some bullshit. Yeah, you can. Nobody has a banana problem. I've never had anybody come up to me and say like, oh my God, I got fat because I just kept eating them carrots all damn day. Like, that's not the problem. Turkey sausage isn't the problem either in cottage cheese. It's more about the mindset of give up the food rules. They don't work. The best food rule ever is start, like if you're wondering like, where should I start? Anything God made. Let's just get there. And then add in a few things. And guys, it's always going to be the same. Just like I tell the tribe all the time. You know it's working if you're losing weight. If you're not losing weight, you need to look back at what's going on. Is it certain foods? Is it you cheating? What is it? You said that at the beginning of your journey, you weren't ready to change your food, but you committed to walking. How much weight did you lose just doing that? I don't know. I mean, I didn't track everything. God, y'all, this was like 13 years ago. I would say for a little while, I was just walking, and that was enough to help me lose weight. And I honestly, I wish I had have tracked all this stuff. I didn't realize I was going to lose 100 pounds and then start teaching other women how to do it. Otherwise, I promise you, I would have done a much better job at journaling my story. But since I didn't know, I started with the walking, and what the walking did for me is when I got committed to it and I showed up for it each day, it like made me confident that I was ready to do something else. So I added in a next step, and the next step for me was to start slowly changing a few things with my food. I used that whole compound effect. I didn't even know I was doing it back then. I just knew that every diet had failed me because I started with way too much shit on my plate. And I was not going to do that. I had told myself, like, I don't care how long and I don't care what's happening, but I'm going to lose my weight this time. And so I just started just making small shifts. I dropped, and this is what I would say to all of you who get all like caught up in like, well, how long and blah, blah, blah. Who gives a fuck? Let me just tell you, it doesn't matter how long it takes. The version of you who loses your weight, you ask her, do you really give a shit how long it took? Or are you just so fucking happy to be there that you're celebrating? That's the important part. And that is what you miss when you're asking questions about lengths and stuff. Remind yourself, like, oh my God, I've got to quit thinking about how long it's going to take and how, like, what should I expect and stuff. Like, why do you give a shit about what you expect? That spending mental energy on is taking you out of figuring out how you're going to deal with today. Don't worry so much about 2 days from now, 3 months from now, stuff. Think about today. What are you doing right now? If you got time to think that far in advance and worry about it or be concerned about it or need to know it, then I guarantee you're taking your eye off the prize today. Get so focused on how you're showing up, how it's making you feel and stuff today. That's the most important part. All right, guys, let's call it. I could probably go all down day. I will be back next Wednesday, 8 a.m. I do this live every single Wednesday at 8 a.m. It's on this Facebook page, facebook.com/PNPgirl. If you like these lives, please share them on your pages, share them in your groups you belong to and stuff. I'm happy to talk to everybody. If you want the free course and you're ready to be like, all right, I'm going to put my toe in the water of this bullshit this girl talks about, it's PNP411.com. There's a big old banana yellow button in the top. You'll be able to see it. It'll say free course. And then if you want to listen to the podcast, the episodes come out every Friday, and Saturdays are the rebroadcast of this Facebook Live. You can go to fit.click/podcast and you can subscribe in iTunes. You also can just look up losing 100 pounds with phit-n-phat and you'll find me in iTunes. All right, guys, have a great week. Talk to you later. Bye, y'all.